Hello everyone, I am Aparajita and I have secured an All India rank of 40 in UPSC CSE 2017. मैं बनारस की हूँ और मैंने अपनी ग्रेजुएशन की है केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग में from BIT Mesra in 2013. Today I'm here to talk about how I prepared for my optional, which is history, and what I did to rectify the mistakes that I had committed in the previous mains examination, mains 2016. So in the last mains, my score was below 240, and now I have to tell all of you that I have no background in history, and also I had not worked very hard for the subject, but a score below 250 will not get you anywhere. So I decided to work harder this time, and this time my score is 287. This is when I have straight away left a 20 marker in paper 1. I'll just start off with the basic sources that I referred to. For ancient India, my go-to book was Upinder Singh. So if you reread it several times and revise it, I think that will cover most of your syllabus. I supplemented it with IGNOU MA and IGNOU MA and BA notes, which I read selectively apart from the NCRTs, and picked the coaching notes, any coaching notes that you get in the market, just for a supplementary reading. Medieval India, for early medieval, again Upinder is a beautiful book, and complemented with IGNOU, which is very, very good for social and political aspects. Then for the rest of the portion, I based my study on Satish Chandra, both volumes, IGNOU as well as my coaching notes. Coming to modern India, I really recommend that all of you read Shekhar Bandyopadhyay's Parsi to Partition once, because it's a very thorough book. It will widen your perspective and it will broaden your understanding of post-Plassey India. Apart from that, I find B.L. Grover to be a very, very good book because it's an easy read, and there are several quotations that are interspersed throughout the book along with the context. So that will be very, very useful for the code-based questions. Secondly, the perspective of historians is also given separately, so you won't have to scavenge here and there for the same. The third book I referred to was Bipin Chandra, which I'm sure most of you have already read. I did not read Spectrum either for pre or for mains, and I did not consult IGNOU material for modern. Coming to world history, my primary sources was my coaching notes, apart from that NCRT by Arjun Dev, L. Mukherjee, which I read selectively, both volumes. Now I haven't read Norman Lowe or Ralph and Burns, but my friends who've scored decently in the last couple of mains really recommend it, so I suggest you all give it a try. Also in world history, I complemented all these sources with a lot of internet-based study. I think that was sufficient for me, and given the kind of question paper that came this year, I think I got lucky also. Apart from all this, what I had done is, while solving the question papers during my preliminary exam, if I found a solution to be particularly relevant to the subject of history, for example, if there is something mentioned about Pala or Sena art, I would just cut out the portion and I would keep it, staple it for future reference. It came really handy for questions like Narayan Guru this year, and for the question which involved temple architecture and regional variations. So I think that's something you can do. Other than that, the handouts that Piyush sir gave us are very comprehensive, and he has compiled them from various sources. So I stacked the handouts depending upon the portion, for example, ancient, medieval, then modern and world, and then I got everything bound together, which acted as excellent filler material. So that's also something you should try once. As for maps, I mostly relied on website Self-Study History that most of you must be knowing, and I used to cross-check every site with Google Maps. And maps is a matter of 50 marks, so it will either make you or break you. So even if you practice for 5 minutes every day, 5 sites every day, I think it's more than sufficient. So I would really stress on the fact that don't ignore maps or ignore it at your own peril. Now coming to the mistakes that I did in my previous attempts, the first thing is that I was pretty bad with my time management, and I could not divide the time sufficiently judiciously between the maps and then the questions. So I usually used to miss 2 parts of every question in every test that I took. The second thing is that I did not consolidate my resources. So once you start reading a lot of reference books, so the return on investment becomes very low if you don't revise it, if you don't consolidate your resources. Also, I didn't work very hard for paper 2, admittedly. So for this attempt, I did a few things that I think have helped me score a little better. The first thing that I did is that I started timing my questions to 8 or 9 minutes, and I did it for most of the questions, as many questions as possible. The second step was to integrate my sources in a more synergistic manner. For example, ancient, you won't have to work very hard because Upinder Singh already lists the topic in a very systematic manner. But because I mostly based my medieval Indian history study on Satish Chandra, so in Satish Chandra, he gives no concessions to the concept of chronology, even though it's a very good book, but topics are scattered randomly, helter-skelter here and there. And it becomes very difficult to read the book and keep everything in mind systematically. So what I used to do is that I used to pick up a topic, say let's pick up Mongol invasions, and wherever Mongol invasions used to come in the book, I used to put sticky notes everywhere, and then at the end I would jot down everything on a single A4 sheet paper. I did the same thing with IGNOU MA and BA notes, and then I would staple it to my coaching notes. So that also ended my dependence for revision on Satish Chandra time and again, and it also saved my time. Again, another thing you can do is whenever you read a topic, for example, you're reading the causes and impacts of Bhakti movement. So try to divide the topics into subheads like religious factors, social factors, cultural factors, political factors. So this way 2-3 things happen. The first thing is that your answer looks very, very good. So examiner will like to correct it, it makes it easier for the examiner to check your paper. It also shows your clarity of understanding to the paper checker. Apart from that, you will retain the information more, and whatever content, whatever information that you already have, you will be able to structure it better in your answer. So that will really augment your marks. Now what I did while writing the answers is that I always used to write in a combination of paragraphs and points. Somebody would tell you to write solely in paragraphs. Some people would tell you that points worked for them, but I don't subscribe to any particular ideology religiously. I used points wherever necessary, paragraphs whenever necessary. I did not bother a lot about it. Then I always used to give conclusion because I think it gives a lot of people drop the conclusions, just list the facts and leave the questions. So that will really pull you back. So don't do this because there is no dearth of viewpoints in history. So just end your answer with a conclusion, with a humble conclusion like as per the opinion of historians or it appears and so on and so forth. A lot of people will tell you to make diagrams in your answers. It's a very good thing. Try and incorporate more diagrams, more flow charts if it's possible for you. मेरे लिए possible नहीं था क्योंकि मेरे लिए हमेशा question ख़त्म करना is a struggle against time. तो question ख़त्म हो जाए वही बहुत बड़ी बात होती है. तो मैंने कोशिश की थी 1-2 बार यहाँ के आंसर्स में डायग्राम्स डालने की, पर मैं आई कुड नॉट रिलीजियसली फॉलो थ्रू विद इट, और मेंस के पेपर में भी मैंने कभी डायग्राम्स या फ्लो चार्ट्स का कोई इस्तेमाल बिल्कुल भी नहीं किया कभी. ऑल्सो वन थिंग यू शुड डू इज़ दैट डिवाइड द टाइम बिटवीन मैप्स एंड द क्वेश्चंस जुडिशियसली, क्योंकि देखिए अगर आप मैप्स को कहीं भी 35 से 40 मिनट से ऊपर आपने समय दे दिया तो यू आर गेटिंग योर सेल्फ इन बिग ट्रबल. तो ये मत करिएगा एंड बी वेरी केयरफुल अबाउट दैट. फटाफट वेरी स्विफ्टली कवर एज मेनी पॉइंट्स एज यू कैन, और जो याद नहीं आता है वो क्वेश्चन सारे ख़त्म कर लीजिए एंड देन कम बैक टू द मैप्स पोर्शन. फिर देखिए अगर कुछ याद आता है तो करिए, वरना 2-3 पॉइंट्स फिर भी लिस्ट करके कुछ तो लिख के छोड़ दीजिए उसमें. एक और चीज़ जो मुझे करनी पसंद थी इज़ दैट आई ट्राई टू इनकॉर्पोरेट रीसेंट डेवलपमेंट्स इन माई आंसर्स. तो मान लीजिए इफ देयर इज़ अ क्वेश्चन अबाउट इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन का डाउनफॉल, so you will list the factors that we all know like earthquakes and famines and malaria and so on and so forth. What I did is that जो रिसेंट रिसर्च हुई है IIT खड़गपुर में अनिल गुप्ता की, तो मैं उसको भी लिखती अपने आंसर में अगर मुझे लिखना होता तो. इन फैक्ट इवन देयर वाज अ क्वेश्चन दिस ईयर एज रिगार्ड्स क्रिटिकली एग्जामिन द वैदिक हड़प्पन रिलेशनशिप इन द लाइट ऑफ रीसेंट डेवलपमेंट्स. तो उसमें आई डिड मेंशन अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स लाइक जो ट्रेडिशनल थिंग्स हम लिखते हैं, जैसे कि ज़ेंदावेस्ता के सोर्सेज, बोगस कोई इंस्क्रिप्शन और सेंट्रल एशिया से आए थे, उसको सब्सटैंशिएट करने के लिए जो भी हम लिखते हैं. उसके अलावा आई also mentioned the recent debates regarding the theory that Aryans were an indigenous populace, and जो recent discovery हुई है राखीगढ़ी में जो हुआ है, धौलावीरा में जो हुआ है, चंडायन में जो हुआ है, वो सब आप लिख दीजिए. Lastly, about history optional मैं ये कहना चाहूँगी कि हिस्ट्री इज़ अ सब्जेक्ट अबाउट कॉन्टिन्यूटी एंड चेंज. तो ये अप्रोच से कभी भी हिस्ट्री की को ना पढ़ें कि लेट्स मग अप फैक्ट्स टुडे, ऐसे नहीं होता है. ऐसे यू वोंट बी एबल टू स्कोर गुड मार्क्स. कुछ भी पढ़ें तो फोकस प्राइमरीली कि सोसाइटल डेवलपमेंट्स कैसे हो रहे हैं, कितने ग्रेजुअल हैं, कितने डिफरेंट हैं, उस तरह से पढ़ें. एंड देन ऑगमेंट योर आंसर विद फैक्ट्स. फिर उसको सब्सटैंशिएट करें फैक्ट्स के साथ, और उतने ही फैक्ट्स जितने रेलिवेंट हों. ज़्यादा फैक्ट्स भी नहीं लिखने आपको. तो इस तरह से हिस्ट्री को अप्रोच करना चाहिए. और हिस्ट्री बहुत इंसाइटफुल सब्जेक्ट है. इट गिव्स यू अ पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ द प्रेजेंट. बट एज फार एज UPSC इज़ कंसर्न, द सिलेबस इज़ प्रैक्टिकली इम्पॉसिबल टू कवर. एंड बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं याद रखने के लिए. डेट्स हैं, हिस्टोरियोग्राफी है, डिबेट्स है. तो डोंट रन आफ्टर अ लॉट ऑफ सोर्सेज. स्टिक टू अ फ्यू सोर्सेज. Focus on the breadth of your preparation rather than the depth of your preparation. किसी टॉपिक में आप PhD करने चले जाएंगे अगर हिस्ट्री में, तो आपका हिस्ट्री का सिलेबस तो कवर होगा ही नहीं, GS का टाइम आपका वो खा जाएगा. तो ये गलती मत करिएगा. थोड़ा स्मार्टली पढ़ाई करें. प्रैक्टिस एज मैनी क्वेश्चंस एज यू कैन इन हिस्ट्री एंड गेट देम peer reviewed. प्रैक्टिस एज मैनी मैप क्वेश्चंस. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई यूज्ड टू बी ऑन अ टेलीग्राम ग्रुप वेयर अ gentleman would post 5-6 sites every day, and the most active people used to participate in that. तो मुझे लगता है कि that was very helpful. और दूसरी बात कि the kind of questions that are coming these days is making the paper very unpredictable. जैसे कि paper was on the whole on the easier side this year, but मुझे ऐसा लगा कि जो 10 मार्कर्स थे और जो 15 मार्कर्स थे, 20 मार्कर्स थे, उसमें स्पेस wasn't properly divided. मुझे लगा कि जो 10 मार्कर्स जो थे, they required more elaborate answers than the 15 or 20 markers. तो you have to really practice कि आप अपने आंसर को कितने स्मार्टली स्ट्रक्चर कर सकते हैं कि आपका सारा कंटेंट उतने ही स्पेस में आ जाए, वेदर इट्स अ 15 मार्कर और 10 मार्कर और 20 मार्कर. सो कीप प्रैक्टिसिंग दैट टाइम एंड अगेन. और कुछ क्वेश्चंस थे जो बहुत स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चंस थे, बहुत ईजी थे. बट देन देयर वर सम क्वेश्चंस जो काफ़ी फैक्चुअल भी लगे मुझे, जैसे कि टेम्पल आर्किटेक्चर आई मैंशनड, नारायण गुरु वाला क्वेश्चन दैट आई मैंशनड. तो इन ऐसे क्वेश्चंस में आपके प्री का रिटेंशन जो है दैट विल रियली वर्क फॉर यू. तो ऐसा मत करिए कि आप प्री के लिए पढ़ रहे हैं और मेंस के लिए अलग पढ़ रहे हैं, और प्री के लिए जो आपने पढ़ा आप उसको नेग्लेक्ट कर दें. डोंट डू दैट. हो सके तो रिवाइज वंस और ट्वाइस जो भी आपने प्री के लिए पढ़ाई की है. थोड़े बहुत फैक्ट्स इफ देर एट योर फिंगर टिप्स ना, तो दैट विल रियली मेक योर आंसर डिफरेंट. इट रियली एनरिच इन योर आंसर. तो ट्राई एंड डू दैट. एंड apart from that, there were some questions which were very interesting. जैसे कि पेपर 2 के फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन के 5 सब पार्ट्स थे, जिसमें कि एक क्वेश्चन था regarding आर्य समाज, which the आर्य समाज may be quite logically pronounced as the outcome of conditions imported into India from the West. तो ये क्वेश्चंस हैं जिनमें यू हैव टू ट्रेड वेरी कॉशियसली. इसमें ऑलवेज गिव अ पॉजिटिव कंक्लूजन. आप ये ज़रूर लिखिए कि दोनों साइड्स को एनालाइज करिए, दोनों फेसेस ऑफ द कॉइन को एनालाइज करिए कि ब्रिटिश ब्रॉड वेस्टर्न एजुकेशन इन इंडिया, वो भी दयानंद सरस्वती ने इनकॉर्पोरेट करी. बट उसके अलावा वेस्टर्न एलिमेंट्स को इनकॉर्पोरेट करने के साथ साथ साइमल्टेनियसली ही वाज ट्राइंग टू रिजुविनेट इंडियन कल्चर. To end such questions on a positive note. And that's it. That's all that I have to tell you today. And I'd like to emphasize again कि अपने sources को limit करिए, because a lot of my friends जो बहुत thorough हैं history में, who are very very good with the subject, उनका बहुत बहुत अच्छी नॉलेज है सब्जेक्ट में, उनके स्कोर्स आर ऑल्सो प्लेटूइंग एट 285, 286, 287. तो GS को इस तरह से GS गेट्स इग्नोर्ड. सो डोंट इग्नोर GS फॉर योर ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट. कम सोर्सेज से पढ़िए, अच्छे सोर्सेज से पढ़िए और उसको बार बार रिवाइज करिए. री रीड द सोर्सेज, कंसोलिडेट योर सोर्सेज, and that's all you will need to get a decent score in your next mains. So with this, I would like to wish you all the very best for the future, and thanks a lot.